today we are going to go ahead and try to unbox, or really we are going to unbox, this new brewing fermentation kind of thing for me. It is from Craft Brew, and it is a conical fermenter. So this conical fermenter is called the Catalyst System, and the Catalyst System, I should put a link to it, and I will put a link to it down below if you're interested in looking at it. It's a really, really cool and unique new fermenting fashion. You've seen a catalyst fermenter before, or excuse me, you've seen a conical fermenter. Change this up a little bit. Conical fermenter some, and a conical fermenter is an easy way to collect sediment, to collect your trub, to collect anything that just settles at the bottom. So I'm going to basically be unboxing this fermenting system, and there's a link down below if you want to check it out, if you want to buy it yourself. Here is, so just at the top, some paper on top. They have a nice little, have a nice letter on here. It's really sweet. That's really nice. We have another one, a promo. Okay, now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of it all. And welcome, whoever else is watching this video. This will come straight out, looks like. Ooh, there we go. All right. Now, let's see what we got. This is a very nice looking box. You got all your stuff on the side. Collect or kettle trub, primary, secondary, and harvest. So you can use this to harvest your yeast, to wash your yeast, to whatever. If you want to recycle them, you know, that's a good way to save money. If you have expensive yeast, you can actually bottle with it too. There's a bottling attachment that you can put onto it. So it's a really all-in-one nice system, and I'm excited to try it. I have been using buckets for a long time, and they're great. I've been using carboys for a long time. The thing that is the most cool to me about this is the fact that it is conical, collects everything down at the bottom of your fermenter. So it's fairly easy to go ahead and just and rack off without having to move everything over. Okay, we've already got a siphon tube. They've given us a hose, which is really nice. And by the way, this is where this is going to be in my whole big Mead room. I'm out of space over here. I don't have any space over here. I have just this, so this is my cart that I have all of my extra supplies in, and tubes and whatnot. So I just built something to go above it. I'll put everything on top. But they give you a hose, which is really nice. And then you have your bunge, however you say it. So this is going to go on top of it. As you know, got a couple little screws here as well. An Allen wrench. I'm not sure what that goes to quite yet. This looks like, oh, I see. That's the Allen wrench is probably going to be connecting all of our base together. So we'll be building a little bit too today. Should be interesting. I'm just going to put the stuff on the side for now, out of the way. Even more cardboard. Ooh, here we go. We've got some legs. Hopefully, yeah, this is just 4 little bolts to connect it all together, so it should be pretty easy to put together. I'm excited about that. Nice, easy process and not having to worry about doing a billion things. I'll go ahead and wrap this. And I'm hoping that my little my box that I made here is big enough. If it's not, then I'm kind of in trouble. I'll have to do something else, but I think it'll be big enough, hopefully. Oh, I'm gonna need, there we go. Oh, okay. One leg done. It really, oh, we got a couple more things at the bottom. We got a lid, of course, because you need a lid for the top of your fermenter. And the lid, I did a little extra research too. Of course, When this was being sent to me, I was interested in it in the first place. But then I started to watch some other people's videos about it and see kind of what they thought, and really get some more research. And this thing is really cool. I mean, I already know some about it because, like I said, I've watched videos. Here is the actual bucket, or the conical fermenter. You can see it is pretty big. This is a 6.5 gallon fermenter, so it's big enough to, well, about 6 gallons, I should say. It is plenty big to do whatever you want, which I'm excited about that. I'll set this to the side still. Little tube, be fun. Okay, here is the butterfly valve that connects to a jar, and so your mason jar, you can take and put all of your basically everything falls down into it. Your trub, your yeast, whatever else is you don't want in there. And this butterfly valve is really cool because you basically just turn it and it opens up. You see here, this opens, and it is pretty handy for clearing out anything you don't want. And then of course you close it, and you can just unscrew this, empty it, put it back on, and go on with your day. So I'm excited about that. That's pretty unique. This is probably one of the coolest features of this, of course, and can only be done because it is a conical fermenter. You also have, this is the bottling attachment. The bottling attachment looks like a little funnel. You could take your tube and attach your tube to the bottom of this, basically, and you could rack it over if you wanted to. You could also, I mean, you could bottle it. You could put a bottling wand on this and just go along like that, and that's pretty handy, pretty nice. And this goes where the mason jar would go. So that is really nice to have. I'm running out of space over here. And we have one last thing in this box, and that is the lid. The lid is really cool because it has, you can kind of see, has these like grips on it, and these grips are really useful for clamping down on top of the lid, which we'll see here in a second. The lid has little juts up that help you clamp these down, but this is a very well built lid. It's got a nice seal all the way around, so I'm excited to try that, and I think it'll seal well. Hopefully we'll not have to buy any lids for this in the future, because of course you buy them custom at that point. Okay, we need to take and assemble the base of this. So it's just a couple little, basically, screws. And I might not be able to do this on here. I might awkwardly be doing this. Let's see. My table is currently being occupied by my computer. Here we go. Slide this, oh, you go like that, like there. This is very easy to install. Once you use your brain a little bit, it should just pop together, and it will. There we go. I'm curious who else might have the same fermentation system, or who has something similar. I know that they're, oh gosh, I should know the name of the other one, the other conical fermenter. Fast Ferm, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's another conical fermenter that does the exact same thing, and basically the same thing. Of course, they have slight differences, but with a conical fermenter, you are making it easier on yourself when you're trying to rack and you're trying to go through the process of generally just like moving your mead around and getting all the bad sediment, whatever else you don't want on it. I know a lot of times I get stuck with lots of like in my tropical mead I just made recently, there was a lot of just stuff that you don't really want in there for a long time, like your fruit. And I think that it could be an easy way to just rack off and get all your sediment out and all your fruit, whatever else you're trying to get rid of. This will make it easier, is what I'm trying to say. One leg down, another leg up. There and there. And the actual conical fermenter will just sit right in here. There's nothing special. It doesn't lock in or anything. But like I said, I've done my research and I found that it doesn't move, based on what other people said, it doesn't move a lot. It just kind of, it's just solid. It's a very good piece of equipment. Okay. Now, my question is, these guys, oh, I see. Hope I didn't do this wrong. We're going to find out. Leg there, leg there, followed by a leg here, a leg here. Boom. We're almost done with the manual label part of this. I didn't realize that there would be manual labor to this venture. I knew it would be putting stuff together, but I didn't realize there'd be some screws, so that's my own fault. That's okay though. Okay. I'm dropping stuff. Got another person watching. Thanks for tuning in. This right now is my patrons, so I'm glad to see you guys in here. And hope you'll check out the Craft to Brew Catalyst system like I am. You might be interested in it, especially because this stuff lasts a long time. You can, I mean, you're really just sanitizing buckets or sanitizing all your other equipment, that you might as well get something that will, of course, last a long time, but get the job done. So I've never had a conical fermenter, but I pretty firmly believe this will work. I'll also be doing a review of this fermenter with a mead I'm making soon. I bought some more honey, so I'm pretty close to making another mead. I have a beer that I finished, well, it's not totally finished yet, so I'm working on that one. But I do have, for my next idea, a mead, which should be kind of fun. And then last one. Okay. Now I'll have to move my operation a little bit. All right. Good night. There we go. We are good. Okay, so we have our base now with all of its legs. Really sturdy. I mean, this thing is obviously going to support quite a bit of weight. So we're going to go ahead and now put the rest of it together and show you what that's like. Now we're good. Okay, so let's look at the rest of this. Move my operation a little bit. We're going to use this now. So my end goal is for this to set up here, and it's going to set right here like this. Oh, and it fits. That's perfect. Okay, now the rest of this goes together real simply. The connection between your actual fermenting tub, I guess you could call this fermenter, is just to tighten around. And this is, like I said, a butterfly valve. This butterfly valve is pretty cool because it again opens up. You can see in here when you open this up, it there's a good seal on this, but it actually lets stuff fall in there. Then you close it right back. Super simple. So this is just going to set in here like that, and again, very solid. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if you got a little rocky with it, it would go somewhere. But you're not going to be throwing your fermenter around by any means. It's also got all of your markings on the side, which is really cool. So you can see up here at the top, this says 6 gallons. I know it's far away right now, but it says 6 gallons, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, of course, all the way through. This comes off really easily. The cool thing about this, the Craft to Brew people, is they could have gone the cheap route and just given you, for example, let's see, like the bunch here, they could have taken and given you cheap ones that are like generic, that are made by anybody, but instead the product is their own. They have Craft to Brew written on all of these things. It says Craft to Brew. Craft to Brew is just a very high quality company. They have Craft to Brew on the actual mason jar as well. You can sub that out for a bigger mason jar if you wanted to, as long as it's the same connection, or same size connection, of course. So this one I'll be using for now. If I need to do a bigger one, I will. In the future, I will. I don't think I'll have to, though. I hope I don't have to. Okay, and I have the other two things here. But the final thing is this lid. And this lid is, my only issue with this is so tall. It will fit on here really nicely and really snug. So if I built my frame well enough, it'll support this. But I'll pull this out for now and show you. So this is a solid connection. It will clamp around. It's hard to do. Oh, in the air. Okay, come on. I'm sure you're supposed to do this on the ground, not holding it awkwardly. Let's do that. So let's say we put it on the ground. Now this should be easier. Yeah, there we go. So this just locks right around and puts a nice seal, which allows for your nothing to get in, hopefully nothing to get out. But this is really, really high quality. And my only thing would be that I'm having to make sure and just do it on the ground. But going from here, once I have all my stuff, you have to pick up your buckets anyways, put it back up here, and voila. The sponge will go on top, of course, just like that. Airlock, and then it's pretty well set. You have your other two attachments, well, one attachment being your bottling attachment here, or your racking attachment. You simply remove this, simply unscrew here, and we can put on this other one, and there we are. Now if I wanted to open this butterfly valve and rack it into something, to bottle it into something, I could. It'd be pretty simple, pretty easy. So, there's that. That's the system just unboxing. Of course, I'm gonna do a true test of how does this thing fare when you're actually using it? Is the butterfly valve a real viable thing? Is the conical side of it really good? How does it seal well? Blah blah blah. All of these things. I'll do a test. This is where it's gonna live. This is kind of the home for it, and it's right over, like I said, my little cart, my teacher's cart that I have here that has all of my extra stuff in it. Right now has my stickers, and I have a bunch of natural flavors, so all this stuff goes under here. And I just roll that thing back in there, and I have room. So unfortunately I'm running out of room in this area, but it should get, hopefully if I can keep my organizational skills strong enough, it'll be pretty good. But I know this wasn't a huge long live stream, and I was really hoping to get some people asking questions. That's kind of the fun part for me, but I'll be back with a review of this very soon, and I'm really excited. I've never had a conical fermenter. I've always used buckets. Buckets are fine, and I do think that in the end, like, what you ferment in doesn't totally matter. It's what you age in for a long time. This guy I would not age in for a long time, because the issue is you run into plastic and aging. You get weird smells, weird flavors sometimes. You also get the problem of oxygen on top. I wouldn't age in this thing. I would just ferment in this thing and then use my glass carboys, use whatever else to ferment, or to age in, excuse me, because glass is best for aging. That's why you put your wines in generally, well, nowadays they come in cans, but most of the time you see your wines in glass bottles, dark glass bottles, because the age is better in that. So I hope you will come back for that. If you're interested, go check out the links down below. All that stuff goes to support me. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. And for my patrons who are watching, I want to say thank you. For my patrons who are watching after the fact, I'm sorry I missed you, but I hope you will check this out, and maybe you'll check out this too. I'll make sure and put a link down in the Patreon post as well, and hopefully that might interest you to check it out. So I will be back with a review, and hope to see you guys again very soon. So Thanks for watching, and of course, cheers.